What's up, my Fina love sisters? Fina D coming to you all from Vina Team and News. Because there's so much going on when I watch, the episodes, there are times where I might say something and then move on from that topic and be all the way 20 minutes in the video and then remember. So instead of me coming all the way back to that segment and adding what I said there, just flow with me and understand that, okay, she just remembered, because there are some things that I already talked about that at the end of the video I might bring up again and I might sound repetitive. Just hang in there with me, because as I'm doing a review I might be like, oh, I missed this, let me talk about it here. Okay, also let me quickly add, because I care, I see your comments, I see all of the beautiful comments. Hi Vina, we missed you, we love you, thank you. I see all of it. I am severely I'm behind, and all of these back-to-back videos I'm doing my best to be consistent again and to catch up. Okay, so let me get caught up and then I will be back in the comments responding. So no, I'm not brand new. Oh, she doesn't respond anymore. Oh, she's not engaging with us anymore. I love ya, I see you, thank you for the love and support. Like I said at the end of every video, I'm not ignoring you. Let me just get caught up and post all of these videos, and then I will be in the comments in a few days responding. And if I don't get in the comments and respond, this is my response. I see you, I love y'all too. Thank you all so much for all of the love and support, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Let's get into it. Okay, so I understand that in order to make a name for yourself on the Real Housewife of Atlanta, as you can see, I'm saying on the Real Housewife of Atlanta. So I'm not taking away anything that Drew have accomplished, okay, outside of the show. But in order to make a name for yourself on this show, either you pick a battle with Kenya Moore or you befriend her. But as long as you are around her or have any dealing with her, you will get some airtime. No disrespect to the other ladies, but when are their scenes and episodes popping without Kenya in it? Thank you. Okay? Anyways, Drew's obsession with Kenya is becoming ridiculous. Every time these people think they are about to embarrass Kenya and one up on her, they end up embarrassing themselves. They end up showing their hypocrisy. They end up showing their hate. They end up showing everything that they think they're about to do differently to embarrass Kenya. And let me tell you what I mean by that. The trip to New Orleans. Let me just say this. When people don't like you, they will pick apart every little thing that you do to make you look bad. However, when the people that they do like, if and when they do the same identical thing, they will make adjustments, they will make excuses, and they will make that same thing feels so amazing. Why? Because it's not you. So let me break down the things that I saw that basically exposed the Drew, the Portia, and all of the people in Bravo desperately wanting to bring Kenya down, but they fail every single time. Okay, so Bravo paid for the private jet, and that's why all of them got on it. Let's start there, okay? So let's start there. Bravo paid for the jet. All right, so they get to New Orleans. Drew said everyone can bring their kids, okay? Drew didn't have to literally say that. Kenya already exposed production that they've been allowed to bring their kids for a while now, and that's why Portia was able to bring Pilar to Greece. So that whole let's gang up on Kenya about her daughter thing was just desperation once again to come for Kenya, drag Kenya, and have a moment that Kenya's name was in it, because without her name being in something, there's no show. And our point is proven every single Sunday, because this was Drew's trip, yet Kenya Moore was the one trending. Kenya Moore was the one trending, and Kenya's name was in everybody's mouth. Thank God it's just her name in people's mouths, because we know these people. But anyways, let's continue. So once again, who was the only kid on the trip? Yep, Brooklyn. You could see the hypocrisy all in Portia's face. Basically almost like, yeah, I know what I said. Yeah, I know I almost cried. Yeah, I know I made a big deal, but whatever. So what? When she tried to make an excuse, I didn't say I was bringing my daughter. I just said at least extend the invitation. Girl, that just ended up exposing yourselves, because once again, Kenya was the only one with her child. So Kenya, once again, is being consistent in her stories. Y'all are the ones who are the liars and being inconsistent. I have linked the last video that I uploaded in the description below for those of you who missed it to go and watch it, because in that video, I talked about Kenya basically not twerking for her room. I read comments and all of that. I also talked about loving Kenya's reaction to simply just upgrading her room and paying Drew dust. So please go to that video to hear what I had to say if you missed it. I simply want to move on to things that I did not address in that video in this video, because I feel like inserting those clips is just going to make this video extra long, especially if I've already talked about it. Topics that you feel like I missed in this video about Drew and Kenya interaction, they were probably discussed in that video, okay? So I'm going to move on to other topics that I did not talk about in that video. And now let's go back to the dinner. This just shows how disgusting Drew is. Drew is a woman of God and all of that, and I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody, but what she did at that table to LaToya was very disgusting, okay? How do you pray with someone cried, they end up at your church, they say they want change, but then you come at the table with this group of women and try to expose them? You could have pulled LaToya aside, even if it ended up on camera. At least you pulled her aside and had a private conversation with her. If you saw her crying, if you talked to her and she ended up in church as a woman of God and a Christian who claims you are and were extending grace to LaToya, why then insist to ask her why she's not drinking and wanting her to drink? So LaToya, kudos to you for breaking out into a song and beating on that table. I love it. Now, we're going to get to Portia and Marlo's in the end, but let me just say this real quick since I'm on this topic. Portia having the nerve to jump in and say, you're calling Drew the B word, but then turn right around in confessionals and call Marlo a fake bleep B word. At least LaToya was real enough to beat her table and say the word in Drew's presence. You go in confessionals and call Marlo a name that you couldn't say to her face. You hugged it out and talked to her. Nowhere in her face did you call her a fake B. Another thing I want to point out, people don't pay attention to the little things. The little things to me are the major things. They are so blinded by wanting to jump on this Kenya Moore hate train that they missed the major things. The reason why Kenya will continue to get, she's an amazing person from people on the show and off the show, is because she is. Pay attention to how attentive and nurturing and amazing Kenya Moore is. Asking LaToya if she was okay before anything transpired, just making sure Toya was okay. Making sure Marlo was okay when she got on the bus. When Sheree dragged Kenya all season, called her every name in the book, and said that she was a liar. When Sheree was exposed, and Kenya was once again vindicated because she did not lie about Sheree going through domestic violence. Yep, it was Kenya Moore who stood up in that van to give Sheree a hug and make sure Sheree was okay. Yes, we shade each other, we're on this show, but right now I'm going to make sure if you are okay. It was Kenya who stood up and gave Sheree a hug. I agree with Kenya. Drew was disgusting about that. There was nothing graceful about that. There was nothing God-like about that. Even if you want to bring it on camera, The best way Drew could have handled that, pull Toya to the side and say, you know what, girl? I noticed you did not drink tonight. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your growth. And give her a hug. That's grace, Drew. That's being genuine, Drew. If that was really your mission, that's what you do. So you ended up exposing yourself again. And yes, she got dragged on social media for that. That's grace. That's how you handled it. Not in front of the group and trying to embarrass the girl. So once again, Drew ended up exposing herself and showing that she did it for the show and not because it was sincere or she was genuine. Then Drew also said, I'm glad she's not drinking because it brings her, calm her face down. That's another form of body shaming. Talking about Kenya butt, talking about LaToya face, calling Kenya fluffy face and all of that, but yet you want to cry on social media that now you have a condition and that's why your stomach looked that way and all of that. I'm not here for the body shaming either, but girl, you can't go around talking about people's body and saying all of these things, then turn around and want to now look for sympathy. Most of you who saw the previous video at this point is aware that Kenya Moore did clap back at Drew on social media. I did an almost 30 minutes videos. I was very detailed, so I'm not going to touch on this topic at all. Just click the very first link in the description below if you missed it, and you will see all of the backlash that Drew received and the clapbacks and everything for coming for Kenya Moore body constantly when Kenya respond now it's a problem and now she have health issues. So go to that video. I'm going to move on to the next topic that I did not touch in that video. So let's get into it. Portia talking about, Kenya butt cheeks looks like it hurt. Girl, she's older than you and have a child. This is what she looks like. Don't get me started. You and Drew both are younger than her and can't even hold a candle next to her. I'm not going to sit here and compare these sisters to each other and put them down. That's not what I'm about. You can say what you want, but trying to come for Kenya Moore looks is a battle that none of you will ever win. So let's move on from that little high school stuff. Kenya going to talk to Cynthia. Okay. Fun. Love their little, situationship, because we know Cynthia's a flip-flopper, so I'm not even going to call it a friendship anymore. But love that Kenya voiced her opinion. Cynthia wasn't, feeling it as well. Cynthia wanting to basically, defend Drew, that she's not a bully. Cynthia having so much to say in confessionals. Why Drew cares so much that LaToya didn't want to drink. She's not your friend. Why you didn't sit at the table? That's the two-faced mess I'm talking about. Because you want to maintain this neutral and Drew is my friend situation so badly, you couldn't put your friend in check at the table. Oh, you had so much energy for LaToya at Fallon's house, but you couldn't have the same energy towards Drew at the table and saying to her, okay, Drew, why are you coming at LaToya but drinking? But you wait in your confessionals to then say it. Girl, bye. Now let's talk about this bike ride. This is another segment where the girls ended up exposing themselves. If this was Kenya Moore trip, okay, and these girls were on a bike, they were going to say, really, Kenya, you brought us to New Orleans to get on these hard, uncomfortable bikes. Basically, we are riding bikes and working out. You want us to go through a workout to see New Orleans? I ain't riding no bike, girl. My booty too big. They were going to complain and make every excuse to why the bikes were uncomfortable and all of that. But did you hear, Portia? Oh, the wind blowing through my lace front. Let me give you an example of how this whole bike ride situation would have gone if this was a Kenya Moore trip. Now, we all saw Drew talking about how many surgeries she's had on her leg, her foot. We saw her with the brace in one of the episodes and all of that, right? Drew's foot was healed enough to allegedly bounce up and down Bolo thing. Okay, her foot was healed enough for him to flip her, whatever that happened, allegedly. Okay, now her foot was healed enough to ride the bikes and have fun. However, if this was Kenya Moore trip, this is how gullible social media and the people who are on this Kenya Moore hate train is. Drew would have gone in confessionals and said, "Leave it to evil Kenya Moore to want us to ride bikes knowing that my foot is not completely healed from surgery, knowing that I might be in pain after, knowing that I might not be able to participate, but leave it to her. She is so evil. She doesn't want me to be with the group. So that's why she went and booked us a bike ride, because she knows that I can't ride a bike." Now, social media starts eating that up. You know what? Yes, Kenya Moore is evil. Drew then took that pain conversations down to Portia, Shemia, and whoever else that is on the Kenya Moore hate train on that show, and says, "You know what? Kenya is so evil. She knows that my foot hurt and I'm recovering from surgery. I cannot ride the bikes." Already see it. Portia saying, "I'm not going either. If you can't go, Drew, I'm going to stay with you." Shemia saying, "I'm not going either. Yes, that is shady. I'm not going. Why would she do such a thing?" I can already see Portia saying, Secondly, it is hot outside. Regardless of the hurricane coming and it's windy, it is still uncomfortable, and my booty is too big to be riding some hard bleep bike. Okay? Riding a bike is a freaking workout. I'm not doing that. I can see almost all of these girls sitting out on Kenya Moore bike ride because of the lie and the let me look for sympathy card pulled by Drew. If this was a Kenya Moore trip, that's exactly how that bike ride was going to go. But it was a Drew trip. There's no hate there. So the same Portia who would have complained about the bikes, if this girl complained about being in a Sprinter, about being in a luxury bus that Bravo provided for their trip to South Carolina, she was just sitting. She didn't have to ride anything. Follow. Just kidding. If she complained the whole trip, imagine her having to exercise and use her leg to ride a bike. She would not have gone and would have complained the entire time. But it was the same Portia who said, "Oh my gosh, we are riding bikes by the water. The wind is blowing through my lace front." Do you see how dreamy and amazing she made that sound? Because there's no hate there towards Drew. So Portia, we know you hate Kenya. Stop hiding behind I don't care and I'm unbothered, because we know you are. But that's exactly how that bike ride would have gone. As you can see, no one complained. Some of you who's listening to my voice hate Kenya so much because of the way Bravo edited her. But when I break it down like that, do y'all not see the agenda? Exactly. They will make the worst situation look beautiful because it's not Kenya Moore. If y'all can see it, I don't know. But anyways, and the difference is Kenya rolls with everything. She was on the bikes, kicking her leg, having fun, laughing, having a good time. She went to the twerk class. Was Brooklyn around? No. She doesn't play about her daughter, and I respect her about that. So as long as it's not affecting Brooklyn in any way, she's having fun. My point is, she's not complaining constantly on other people's trip. Unless something severe is going on, she's going to roll with it. She's going to have fun. She might make a little shady comments here and there, but for the most part, she have fun. And of course, here comes obsessed Drew. Had to point that out again. She couldn't just enjoy the bike ride without having Kenya Moore name in her mouth. The same thing goes for, them waiting for Kenya to come downstairs. Kenya is not your friend. So if Cynthia Bailey clearly said, I talked to Kenya, she's coming, why do you need to take the phone from Cynthia and talk to Kenya? She didn't answer your call. Move around. She's not your friend. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I called her. She didn't answer. Can I talk to her? And Cynthia hung up and said, okay, you're going to have to talk to her on the bus. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Another thing I want to quickly add, they were going to be complaining why we couldn't just ride, the car, the van to get here, then take the tour, or we have to ride a bike. Anyways, you get my point. I don't have to say nothing else. But that was just me, hypothetically speaking, that if this was Kenya Moore trip, the same Drew who happily got on that bike with her healed leg to further Bravo Kenya Moore's the villain agenda, she would have played on that whole lie just to make Kenya Moore trip look terrible. Please comment below if I'm wrong or if I missed something. But I don't remember seeing a whole segment of these girls wearing these beautiful swimsuits outfits on the beach where they just had fun. These girls did not dress, especially LaToya, looking like this just for some Instagram pictures. Did we see this beach scene of all of these girls looking like this with Fallon? No. The whole focus was bolo, drama, people complaining. Why didn't we see these beautiful moments of these girls laughing and having a great time on the beach? Because anything that's going to make this trip look amazing, especially as it relates to Kenya Moore, we are not going to show that. We are going to show chaos after chaos after chaos and people complaining. But anyways, at this point, like I previously said, I don't have to break this segment down any longer. You get my point, and you all are fully aware of Bravo agenda when it comes to Kenya Moore. Let's move on to a few more points, and I'll go ahead and end it. Let's go back. I skipped something. Portia saying that an alligator or whatever it was a delicacy, and even though she's a baby vegan, she's going to try it. Portia eats pork. She loves pork. She said this over and over on the show. Okay, yes, it was an entire pig. I get it. But the big deal that she made over something that is a part of her everyday life that she eats because it was a Kenya Moore trip, compared to an alligator that is not something you walk in a store and order and eat every day. Just show their level of hate and hypocrisy. When Kenya went to Cynthia Bailey's room, I skipped this part as well. And Kenya said she brought milk and cookies, and Cynthia jokingly said, I see the milk, where's the cookies? Kenya boobs. That was funny to me. So their little banter was cute. I'm going to be all over the place jumping around. But Kenya on the bus with Toya and Shamia. Y'all don't get to call LaToya Kenya lapdog and come for her and all of that. But when LaToya returned the favor, now it's a problem. I love Kenya Moore for always saying exactly what she feels to people's faces. She doesn't hide behind confessionals and oops, you're going to hear about it when you watch the show. She told Shamia right to her face, girl, you are loyal to Portia. She's not loyal to you. She didn't run around a group to gossip and then it went back to Shamia. She told her right to her face, and it's true. But regardless, let's not sit here and behave like Portia is loyal to that girl. So yes, Kenya called her out. So I'm glad LaToya called Shamia out. So yes, you are Portia lapdog. Then she wants to get aggressive. Kenya jumped up and was like, that's not going to happen. I'm sure more took place on that bus, no pun intended. But once again, let's cut it. Okay, let's cut it right where we think Shamia bust up on LaToya. Let's cut it right there and move on. They get to the class, right? The twerk class, whatever it was. Well, let's talk about Malo coming on the bus and she and Kenya laughing, and Portia just looked like she wants to crawl out of her skin. Like, oh my gosh, for someone who claimed they're so unbothered. Wow. Okay. Anyways, they get to the dance class. Kenya is having fun. Oh, that I'm jumping around, so let me go back. They get to the hotel, and Portia and the other girls, Drew, Shamia, they start to talk. And Portia is like, y'all going to address everything, or can we just have fun? Because honestly, here we are again. We are about to talk about Kenya again. Who brought this conversation up? Kenya obsessed fan. Drew, once again, brought it up. But, Milo and Portia having a conversation and all of that. Portia wanting to pretend that Kenya friendship with Milo or situationship, whatever it is, I'm not going to call them friends yet, doesn't bother her. Girl, production is not even protecting you in that department, and it's not editing either. We know you don't, okay? The way how this girl carried on last season, because Kenya said Shamia contacted her at some leakage, her water broke, some discharge, and she contacted Kenya, which was all true. The text messages were revealed, it was all true. And Portia couldn't believe that her bestie was willing to have such a special and precious moment with Kenya. Exactly. The Shamia and the Portia and whatever else they were doing was exposed. Talking about Kenya again, and she and Milo have to have a conversation or whatever. All right, so they go to the twerk class, and they have a conversation. Portia, we all know that, yes, you do care. You're very territorial, like that girl over there. You didn't think that you could be friends with that girl over there and still be cool with Kenya more. So when you made up with that girl over there last season, what did you do? Completely flipped and backstabbed Kenya. So for Portia to take that same mouth and in the same breath wants to say, oh, Milo, you can be my friend and be Kenya's friend too, but energy doesn't have to change. Portia, did your energy not change when you befriended that girl over there? Did you not flip on Kenya and then desperately try to drag and reach for every situation that you thought you could use as an excuse to why you didn't want to be her friend? Portia was reaching for everything to justify why she flipped on Kenya, and nothing worked. She was exposed again, and she was dragged. And I have all of those videos on the Real Housewives of Atlanta playlist on this channel, so you know nothing about loyalty. And so I rest my case right there. I don't have to say nothing else. The same thing that she's putting Milo through and being a little girl about and just being childish, that's what you did. You could have maintained your friendship with Kenya and that girl over there, but no, you completely flipped and then have the nerve to come for Milo and say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? The hypocrisy. I love that Milo always called her out. Did I get upset when you were going on play dates with Kenya and Brooklyn and Pilar? Portia's face and eyes starts twitching. Yeah, she's right. Did I get upset when you wanted me to accept your friendship? This is the thing. Kenya been friends with women who are friends with people that have said the most disgusting things about her, and she continues to stay in her lane. Okay? As long as you don't betray me, as long as you're not going over there and telling them my business and all of that, and it's getting back to me, we good. That's the only problem she had with LaToya. You went and told them my business. But Cynthia Bailey was friends with that girl over there, and Kenya was cool. Oh, Candy faces that she was making in the dance class. Candy, okay, we know you can dance. Another little thing that I noticed that people skip over, Drew's talking and Kenya is quietly on her laptop. She's listening, but she's on her laptop. She's not being disruptive. She's not bothering anybody. No one even noticed until her obsessed fan again, Drew, had to point out that she was on her laptop while she was talking. But the same people that were coming for Kenya were the same people making excuses for Portia actually being disruptive. Walking into the event, walking into Cynthia Bailey engagement party while Kenya Moore was giving her speech to make a scene, like all eyes on me, production, all eyes on me. Then when she got there, she didn't just sit down. She was having conversations and greeting people while Kenya was talking. That was disruptive. And when Kenya mentioned it, it was a wall. Oh, you hate Portia so much. Oh my God. But here's Kenya not being disruptive. We didn't even know she was even there. That's how quiet it was. But no. Leave it to her obsessed fan to point that out. Let's go back to Portia and Milo conversation. I love how Milo continued to give it to Portia. And I'm not here for Milo sometimes. And I will still come for Milo and do videos if she tried Kenya. So don't get it twisted and think, oh, she's cool with Kenya now. Now you're over here saying no. If you do something right, I'm going to applaud you regardless if I rock with you or not. And most of you know that I'm very fair. Okay? I love how Milo constantly give it back to Portia. No, Portia, I did not send out invitations. You see, Kenya was being a friend, even though we're not there yet. She called me. And then she asked me about my new business venture and if she could stop by. We did not see that phone call on camera because when Kenya did it, she was being genuine when she did it. But production felt like it would be a perfect way to introduce my new business venture, and this will be perfect since Kenya came last year with her Kenya Moore hair care. This would be a great scene for us to shoot together to show some form of redemption and reconciliation, that this time there was no ban and she came and supported. But it wasn't an event, because if it was an event, she would have sent out invitations to everybody saying, hey y'all, I have a new business, stop by. So my little point was, Kenya picked up the phone and called me. Why didn't you, friend? You were so upset because she and I reconciled the same way how you and that girl reconciled last season. You could have called. You didn't. So love it. Marla kept hitting her back. It wasn't an event. Nope, no invitation. She called me. There she goes. And since you and Kenya got cool again, you haven't called me. And Marla gave her the look of, doesn't the phone work both ways? Did you call me? Yeah, like who are you on this pedestal and high horse that people should bow down and kiss your feet and cater to you? No, it works both ways. Did you pick up your phone to call me? And that's the problem with Portia. If you're not bowing down and kissing their feet, then they want nothing to do with you. And then Portia just keeps exposing herself, getting mad that Marlo is clearing up her name that she did not sleep with a stripper. Girl, and I understand growth and change. But no, when you are being a hypocrite, I will talk about it every time. You sat on this show, okay? You sat on this show on national television, didn't care about Candy's career, her kids, or nothing, and accused her and said that she was going to allegedly drug and rape you. That's what you did on this show. But want to come at Marlo because you thought she was a part of spreading the rumors that you slept with a stripper? And I also, yes, Marlo kept hitting Portia with facts. I was like, yes, okay. Marlo said, and Shemia was right there when Kenya said certain things. Why are you coming at me? Shemia is your childhood friend. Why are you not going in on Shemia? Yes, Shemia was defending Portia and deflecting and all of that. But regardless, certain conversations were going on in Shemia's presence. Why are you coming for me and so hard on me and you don't give Shamia the same energy? Yes, the hurricane's gonna happen and all of that. Like I said, Drew she's obsessed with Kenya. Kenya said, hey, Cynthia, because you're getting married, okay, I'm going to give you this beautiful room with a view. And here comes Drew. Because you got married, and Kenya said, with her little shady self, this is the best room in New Orleans. Like, please don't insult New Orleans like that. I'm sure they got better rooms over here, okay? Anyways, if I missed anything, just let me know and I'll cover it in my next review. But thank you all for your patience. And yeah, I'm wishing all of these ladies the best. I'm wishing all of you the best and take care. The end of here, my Fina loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.